Record on Zoom. It's the Meg-John and
Justin podcast.
Yay!
Woo!
Woo!
We're
Welcome,
here.
dear listener. We're back. Look at me with my haircut. I've just had my haircut.
Nearly as good as mine now.
Oh. You know how on the podcast about Desert Island Discs, and we were talking about the New Order song and how Bernard Sumner has really great hair in that video. Well, I kind of asked for a Bernard Sumner haircut,
Oh, you
but
did?
more from the electronic era. So when he was in the supergroup Electronic with Johnny Marr and and Thingy from Pet Shop Boys. Oh, what's his name from the Pet Shop Boys? My friend Kirsty is going to absolutely kill me.
Chris somebody.
Neil Tennant.
Neil Tennant.
What's
the other
God.
one?
I'm so sorry, Kirsty. I'm so sorry.
What's the other Pet Shop Boy called? I know.
You're right. So it's Neil Tennant and Chris
something. Yeah.
If I didn't know
great. I love
Tennant
the Pet Shop Boys.
I'd have been. Well, this might be a nice crossover for us then, MJ, because it's like New Order, the Smiths, Pet Shop Boys in the supergroup.
Really good.
I listened to them before I came out, and I tried to have his haircut anyway.
Cool. I'm not sure whose haircut I've got. Hi.
You've got a goddamn brilliant haircut, MJ. That's the haircut you've got.
And all done by me. That's so impressive.
A little bit Elvis. It's a little Richard. You got that rock and roll vibe, is what I'm saying. I think you should have a leather jacket or something.
Oh yeah.
some kind of rock and roll vibe, I think.
Yeah. I think we're circling around to the Fonz again. I think we've been there before.
Oh no, not the Fonz. Not the Fonz again. That's for real heads. That's for people who really love, like, that's back in the day listeners, that one.
Yeah.
Right. So we are talking, and we're doing this very quick episode as a wonderful thank you, and also highlighting something, aren't we, MJ?
Yes, very quick episode. Like, I'm just thinking, our last episode was like 1 hour and a half, so almost anything counts as quick in relation.
We've got to be in and out with this one.
yeah, we're going to.
This is a quickie.
Yeah, well, we've been talking for ages on the podcast about having a bingo card and what would be on the bingo card. So somebody made us a bingo card.
Somebody made us it's amazing.
Yeah, and the somebody is Katie Green, so we want to say a big thank you to Katie.
Thank you so much, Katie. It's absolutely amazing. I was blown away by the artistry and how much time we spent on this, and also how thoroughly dragged and owned we were.
We were completely roasted.
We are being roasted, dragged, and owned.
And burned.
All at the same time.
All of it.
Burned. All in a wonderful way.
In a loving way. Like the most lovingly roasted you've ever been. Like a really nice roast potato that's been done really well in the oven.
Yeah. Well, it's like our teasing episode, isn't it? There is something
nice,
can be nice and familiar about teasing.
But of course, Katie is a professional illustrator, so hence it's that gorgeous. We'll put it out on all the social medias.
Let's see on the Zoom. I'm going to try and do a share screen right now.
Definitely. But if anyone's interested in Katie's other work, check out katiegreen.co.uk, where you can catch her comics, and also she has a zine, and she also has a podcast of her own. It's quite kind of knitting and sewing related. But I'm not a knitter or a sewer, and I really like it. And then sometimes she does touch on the kinds of themes that we touch on the show as well, around mental health and sex and relationships. So that's just a shout out for her. And here is a picture of it for those of you who are viewing rather than on audio. For those of you who are on audio, you can check it out on our social media and on our website.
We'll have a link in the episode so you can go and find it, and you can click and open it and look at this while listening to us if you want to. So we're going to quickly go through it. Obviously, you can't play bingo with this one because we're going to talk about it.
You can play bingo with this one, but you would get a full house because we're going to talk about all the things on the bingo card.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that much fun.
And then we're going to try and forget it for future episodes so that we won't ruin it. And then if people want to yell bingo at us, you can do.
Yes.
Maybe we should have a hashtag, MJ.
Yeah.
How about MJ and J bingo?
Yeah, sounds good.
Hashtag MJ and J bingo.
All right, and then prize or nice mention for the person who feels they've ticked the most things on the card that week. No.
No, but people can.
Nothing.
If you want to send us a picture,
play.
Yeah, if you want to send us a picture of your bingo card and how many you've ticked in on Twitter, and if you want to hashtag it MJ and J Bingo,
yes,
you can.
It'll become a thing. It'll become massive.
If you want to get involved in dragging us, you can. Yeah.
Ooh.
Gentle dragging.
Gentle dragging, yeah. But listen to the teasing episode first. It's very clear about what we're up for and what we're not.
Has to be gentle dragging.
Yeah.
Right. So which one should we go in order? Should we which one should we just rattle through?
I don't know. What are you excited by? Look at the card and just go, woo, that's the one I'm excited by today.
I really like the trauma one because I just noticed it's got these exploding 4 Fs around it.
It
has.
The
explosion
that's beautiful.
Of the 4 Fs. It's really lovely.
Yes.
We've been talking about the 4 Fs a lot and trauma, and I love that.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah,
so important.
Really that one carefully.
It's such an increasingly important element of our work. I think when we talk about it in more detail, we'll talk about how many of us are really affected by trauma in some way, and how that can be a way for people to unlock the things that they're stuck about. I think
completely, and it feels like it's gradually coming. I'm reading so much more about it these days. I think I was really influenced by Alexi and Taffy, who we've had on a couple of times on this one to kind of dig into this. But now I'm reading loads of stuff that links it to social justice and oppression as well. So it's not just trauma in this kind of individual way, but also how does it relate to the stuff that's going on out there with the pandemic and with various forms of oppression. So Big Time is another one on the card.
Oh God, just bingoed myself.
You bingoed yourself, yay! What I was surprised by was yeah. Apparently that's the thing we say as well.
No, it's a thing I say.
Oh, is it? Do I not say it? I say because I say Big Time as well.
Well, I also say, but I do say yeah. I do say that. It's really embarrassing. But when I read that, I was like, that is so me. I say that all the time.
I think I say it too. And it's so interesting, isn't it? One of those relational things where you pick up on each other's. I don't even know which of us was Big Time first. Yeah. But we both say it now.
I feel like I can't say anything now during this because I'm going to bingo myself without realizing.
Well, the point of this process was to make us self-monitor in a really painful way. No.
That's right. Yeah.
We are going to forget it.
What else we got? I really like the neoliberalism one because that is there is hangman scaffolding around that. You know that game Hangman?
Yes.
Yes. That you play. So I don't know whether this is deliberate or not, but to me that looks like that it's part of a hanging scaffold, and that's what neoliberalism. That's deep, isn't it? I love that.
That's really deep. I had not seen that either.
Hopefully, it's the death of neoliberalism. Hopefully.
Yes, we're hanging neoliberalism and not being hung by it.
Hopefully.
Good.
You'll go, MJ.
Oh my God! I like Slow with the lovely snail. Very cute snail.
Isn't that snail great?
Yeah.
I love that snail. Let's see if I can zoom in on the snail. I don't think I've done share screen before.
Look! This is great. Yeah, what a cute little snail. Oh,
really cute. And it's quite happy and just drifting along, having a nice time.
And we talk about going. George Michael is just
Right.
George Michael and the snail. Yeah.
Look at George.
So
beautiful.
It's a beautiful George Michael.
The other night, me and my girlfriend were watching old videos on YouTube of Wham. George and Andrew being interviewed on Saturday Superstore by Mike Reed.
What?
And it was amazing. They'd clearly been out all night and clearly did not want to be there, and it was great. That's how I spend. That's date
brilliant.
Night.
That's a fine date night. I love it.
We talked about George we talked about George a lot, but we also talked about him in our Desert Island Disco episode, which came out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Do you give that a listen if you haven't heard it already, because it's really fun.
I like this Pixar's Inside Out square.
Yeah, with the anger,
So
that is.
that's anger. Yeah.
He's great.
That's one of our favorite episodes, talking about the uses of anger and
even the same font, even the right font for Pixar. You know, as soon as you zoom in, you see that there's some special stuff going on here.
You know how I feel about typefaces, MJ. I'm loving everything I can see here.
Yeah, it's very good on the typefaces, definitely. Yeah. Oh,
do you have one to choose?
Well, relationship containers I'm excited by, because I know I've been talking a lot about those, or thinking a lot about them myself as a concept. I'm not even sure where I got it from initially, but I hadn't realized that was coming up enough on the podcast to make it into a bingo square. So I'm quite excited by. It's quite interesting to notice that something I thought that was more of an internal conversation I'd been having has actually been an external conversation. I just hadn't really remembered it.
You've definitely been saying it. I wouldn't say like it's turned into like a catchphrase, but it's one of these things which is like a useful theme, isn't it? That we
I
bring
find
up.
it really helpful.
Like
what container will make this the best relation? So it's not just about the people in the relationship, but also like, does this work better as this kind of love or that kind of love, or does it work better if we see each other this much time or that much, or it goes at this pace? Going back to the slowness one, it's like, what's the container that makes this the best relationship it can be? So yeah, I love that.
And if you're anything like me, you're putting things in different containers all the time, because sometimes things get too big or too small, or move the containers around in your cupboard. Yeah,
like your spices or something.
Yeah. Now, is this Duchamp's door at the bottom?
It's gotta be. That is Duchamp's door, right?
That must be Duchamp's door. What does it open up? What does it close down? It both opens and closes. It's Duchamp's door. The same door that opens is the same door that closes. That's amazing.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah.
There's a couple here that are really draggy because they are about what can be heard in the background.
Yes.
And this is a plea, dear listener, for us to, like at some point, imagine if we got enough money from our patrons that we had a studio to record this in.
Then you wouldn't hear the sound of seagulls or the sound of sirens, which both happen at my end, to be fair, because I live by a hospital and in sunny Brighton, where there are many, many seagulls.
I might get the odd siren here, but I might get the odd drilling as well.
Yeah, the drilling is you, but maybe it's not so imageable a drill, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I really like that picture of a seagull. What I'm hoping for is I have a seagull that actually visits my window and peers in at me. I saw that
the other day.
Yeah, and so that hasn't happened yet while we've been online. But if it does happen, I am going to turn the screen around so that you can see the seagull.
Can you see how the seagull is eating a chip? Because that's what they do, isn't it?
They do eat chips.
They come down. I won't eat chips when I go down to Brighton anymore because I got a donut nicked out of my hand. Like it stood on my head, and then got the donut and took it out of my hand. Yeah. I would not be happy with that.
No, I know you were quite nervy when you visited of the seagull action. Yeah, fair.
I don't like sharing food at the best of times, but
and they
do look dinosaurs.
It's very non. Well, it's rightly is it next to the square of consent because they are incredibly non-consensual creatures.
Yeah, consent handshakes.
Yes,
that's the thing we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
We even made a video about it.
We did.
And is there anything else that I want to bring up?
Oh, I like the relationship
I am grumpy
hierarchy.
about book sales a lot. Relationship hierarchy. That's a really nice picture.
Yeah,
we talk about this a lot and how so new if you're a familiar listener. But I'm guessing that if you're a new listener, this show isn't really. This is not your best first show to come to because we're talking.
Like everyone's like, what? It's a bit meta, isn't it? Actually, Katie's just done a great comic around the relationship hierarchy herself, which I'll put in the show notes if I can find a link to it. But it's all about how we see maybe different relationship styles or asexuality or aromantic ways of being as lesser only if we're standing at the top of the relationship hierarchy. And like she kind of visualizes it like standing at the top of a kind of stone pyramid or something. And if you're looking from the top, you know, then other things look somehow lesser. And it's a really nice kind of metaphor for like if we were viewing everything on a level, if we didn't have a hierarchy of ways of doing relationships, then we could see the validity and the value in all different ways of doing it, rather than having that sense of lack or lesser that people have to say, oh, you know, like it's like ace people or arrow people or relationship anarchists or non-monogamous people have to say, oh, it is as good as what you're doing, because they're being viewed from above. And they had to have to kind of make up from that lack. I think that's the point. So I like that.
Nice. And yes, I am grumpy about book sales. Continue to be grumpy about sales of our book.
Sex positive, negative, critical. I like that.
Well, this came up the other day because somebody put me in a Twitter thread about Flora Gill, who is Flora Gill is Amber Rudd's daughter. And I don't know the full story, but basically she's got a radio show with, I think, her mum, Amber Rudd, who is one of the most hateful politicians of this time. And she's on Times Radio, so it's the Rupert Murdoch funded new radio station, and she's got like some, I don't know, sex positive show on there anyway. We're not even sex positive, and we wouldn't go on Times Radio, right?
No, we're sex critical. Well, I got a tweet, and then I copied you in as well from Girl Gang Manchester, who said that they have been hearing about our work from the wonderful Me and Her, Rach and Ali, who have been referencing our sex critical approach during our Wank from Home series.
Right. Well, that's nice.
So sex critical has been making it into these workshops that Girl Gang Manchester have been doing, which is a collective of artists and activists and academics and people in Manchester. So just to say that while this kind of problematic sex positive thing is all over the place, people are picking up on sex critical, which actually we got from our friend Lisa Downing, we should say. It was her way of calling it initially, but we use it a lot on the podcast as well.
I think also one of the ways that I met you was through the seminar series Critical Sexology, wasn't it?
Yes.
Crit sex, as we call it in the trade.
Which is still
amazing.
Going.
Yeah, you ran it for a while, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Well, Lisa and I ran it together. It started by Lee Maylau and Ian Morland, I think, and then they passed it on to me and Lisa, and then we've passed it on again. But it was a great seminar series, very much about bringing these ideas to everybody. So, and Lisa came up with that. Yes, so that's part of our history.
Yes, that's part of our history. We like that, don't we? Biopsychosocial, of course, is right in there. They're not donuts, are they? That's part of the body, isn't it? Presumably, that's like.
Like it's cells or. Blood cells. Yeah.
Love
that's
it.
Good.
Absolutely love it.
It's a good job it's not a donut, because the seagull would be eyeing it up if it was.
It does
look a bit like a donut, that though.
I talk about masculinity donuts, but it's not.
Yes.
That's.
But it's got jam in. It's a jam donut.
Yeah, it's got
not
jam.
Not a whole donut. Yeah.
And should we bring this to a close? Like I was thinking that. Actually, I should explain why cycling's in there. I like cycling. It's a boring thing that I'm into. That I like. And also blowjob tips. It's fun that that's there because that's the one thing everyone gets, isn't it? At the end of every episode, everyone
always the really good blowjob tips, and
we give the best blowjob tips.
The wild card spot in the middle, which I like.
Yeah, they are mind blowing, aren't they?
They're everything blowing.
They are. Blowjob tips are like. It's like chef's kiss. Like,
yes.
people are having blowjobs and they're can I have the Meg-John and Justin, please? And I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
And then it's
sex critical. Yeah.
How was I ever doing anything other than a sex critical blowjob?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much, Katie. That was absolutely wonderful. And I hope, dear listener, that you will play along. because it might be a bit of fun. Because sometimes our episodes are, they're valuable, but they're not always fun. So sometimes you might need a bit of levity to get through some of them. I mean, we tried to, as we talked about before, we tried to make them entertaining, but
sometimes it's
some of
fairly
the stuff
serious.
that we're talking about, it can be pretty serious. So, so it's fun. So thank you so much, and it's really beautiful. And send us in your pictures if you are filling out your bingo card.
Please.
All right, should we go?
Okay. Until next time.
Do another one now. Until next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.